My next guest is going to be fighting for the Bellator bantamweight title coming up here on September 12th, the Bellator 246 against Juan Archuleta. It is Patchy Mix joining me here on the program. Patchy, how's it going, man?
It's going well, man. I'm here at Jack's Wink right now, just about to eat some in the cafe, so, right after training, so I feel good.
Well, I won't keep you too long from your lunch, but congratulations on getting this opportunity. I know how hard you've worked to get a title fight like this. When did you actually find out about this fight? Because I was hearing rumblings about this late last year, and obviously now it's been booked for the 12th.
Man, I've been really hearing about it ever since I went and watched Juan Archuleta fight Henry Corrales on January 25th in the beginning of the year. So I went to scout that fight myself. I sat front three rows with my management team, and I scouted him in that Sergio fight. So it was, ever since then I really heard about it. But with COVID going on, and I think they're going to make it earlier in the year, then it got pushed back to July. Then Juan had to pull out because of some whatever issues he had. So then we had pushed it to September. So I feel like I've been getting ready for him for like 7 or 8 months, really.
What does it mean to get this opportunity, just with how hard you've worked, both in King of the Cage and then signing with Bellator and just, looking very impressive? It's a long time coming.
It means everything to get this opportunity. I've been chasing that belt since I got signed to the division. That was the main thing, is I wanted to get to the title shot. So, not the title shot, I want to get the belt, and that's what I'm going to do. So, it means everything to me. And, I had 3 fights, and I've only had 6 minutes in the big show right now. So, I'm going out here ready to thrive, man.
What's it been like, too, since you signed with Bellator? They've really made the bantamweight division a priority, not only signing you, but bringing over Sergio Pettis. It's really been a hot division for them right now. What's that been like, just, being sort of the first wave of fighters they signed and brought in?
Yeah, man, they're building a division, from top to bottom. There's a lot of other prospects. Other guys that are prospects that are getting signed, and some really good guys from other promotions. So, I'm glad that they're building the division, and I'm looking to reign with this title and take them all out.
Yeah, it's going to be an awesome fight. So you got to scout Archuleta. I'm sure you've been familiar with him even before that. How do you feel like you match up against him in this fight?
I match up well with him. I'm planning on going out there and dominating him. I've trained with him before. I know him well. I know who he trains with. We have some mutual training partners as well as that. So I feel like I match up with him well, and I think it's going to be a very good fight for me.
Now, was that when you trained a bit at Mark Henry's? Because I know that's where he's trained as well. Or was there somewhere else you guys trained together?
No. When I was I think I was only 4-0. And I trained with him at Jackson Link. So he's been out here. I know he has ties with Cub Swanson, Joe Stevenson, and, all those guys that are his coaches, they were coached by my coaches. So, they were out here before, and, I was able to train with them. And, but when I was a young guy looking up to these guys, I think I was 4-0. He might have been like 17-1 at the time.
Interesting. Well, that's cool. Was there anyone that was sort of a mutual friend of you two that said, hey, look, I'm staying out of this or anything like that? I know you're at Jackson Wink, but was there anyone that felt conflicted with this fight when it was announced?
Yeah, maybe we only have maybe Dan, my buddy Dan Archuleta. He's a great guy. He's a great friend of both of ours. So, maybe him. I know he's training over there, and I've trained with Dan for, a lot of his fights. So that's only the real mutual friend that we both really train with, that we both really, really know. So, but no, no ill will or animosity, man. It don't matter who trains with who or any of that. We're going to fight, and we're going to see who wins. So it don't matter. It don't matter,
Who have you gotten a chance to work with for this camp in terms of, bodies in the gym? Who have been some of your main training partners?
This camp has been, I've been working with basically since I've been growing into my body. I don't really work with no 35ers anymore. It's kind of like all 45ers now. I work with Pico, Diego Brandao, Edwin Cooper. Those are my 3 main training partners, I guess, that I, really work with. Chris Brown. I got a really good solid lightweight team here at Jackson Wing. So, all those guys and my coaches, Harry St. Ledger. I've been putting in mad work with Brandon Six Gun Gibson, just hitting new strides with him. Coach Wink, I'm Coach Wink, and then Greg Jackson, of course. All my coaches and my training partners.
Yeah, I saw. It seems like every time I'm on Instagram, I see Brandon Gibson, doing a workout with you. It seems like you put a lot of time in with him, even at his house, or I don't know. It seems like he has another training space or something. I always see you working out there.
Yeah, we try to keep it isolated. I like to stay out of the gym just because of the distractions and stuff. I really hit new strides when I'm working solo, like isolated. So I work so much with Brandon Gibson, and this is going to really be my coming out party. I think I put in so much work with him over the last since I've been signed with Bellator. I really haven't showed. I mean, I've only had 6 minutes of cage time to earn me this title shot, man. I haven't showed anyone anything, so. I'm planning on showing everybody what they see in the gym every single day, and that's something special. It's far more what I've done. It's far more than what anyone has seen in my 3 fights with the promotion.
How's the weight cut going ahead of this fight?
My weight cut's good, man. I don't have trouble making 135. This one will be much easier because the last time I had to cut weight, I took a 15-hour flight to Japan. And then you lose 15 hours when you get there, so it's essentially you're losing 32 hours. You retain a lot of water on the plane, and anything you eat, you really can't work it off. So I guess that was like more difficult my last fight. And then I also made, I fought Rise, and so I made kilograms last fight. So I made 134 as opposed to 135 here. So I get an extra pound, and right now, man, I'm sitting pretty. I don't have any problem with weight cut. I'm making sure it's really good because I'm trying to push this whole 25 minutes.
Any concerns about him making weight? It's been a couple fights since he's fought down at bantamweight.
No, Juan's pretty professional, man. I think he'll make weight, and I think he'll make weight even if they have to drag him in there and it kills him, you know what I mean? So I'm not worried about it, and, I'm not worried about him making weight, and, if he don't make weight, shit, I'm there to fight, man. I'm there to fight,
How do you see this fight playing out on the 12th? The one thing with Archuleta, he's really tough to finish. Even a guy like Patricio Pitbull couldn't put him away. How do you envision the fight playing out?
Yeah, they do different things than me, though. I'm a finisher, man, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to finish him. So just because Patricio didn't, that doesn't make me feel like, I can't. I feel like Ricky had opportunities to finish him. I feel like Ricky had opportunities to put him away. So what I'm going to do is much different. I'm a finisher, and I just don't think that he can run from me for that 25 minutes. I think if I put him on his back, it's going to be a short night.
What would it mean to win a Bellator title at the age you are? Like I talked about, you put in a ton of work into this career, sacrificed a lot being away from home and everything else. But to win that title at your age, what would that mean to you?
I really, really would have my sights set on being a world champion at age 26. July 24th, I put that fruition in my brain. So, it's a few months later, and now I just turned 27. So to write in the book says, my first world title win at 27 years old, 14-0 with 11 finishes on a 25-fight winning streak. That'll mean the world to me. It'll mean everything. So to do it at my age right now is important because it gives me big opportunities to continue this momentum. As before I even hit my prime, before I hit my max strength, get my whole, I'm still growing into my body and I'm still getting stronger. I'm still getting smarter. So to win it now, it would just mean I'm ahead of the curve and I could take advantage of it just like how, Jones has done it at the same gym here.
Very well said. I know the focus is on Archuleta, but I'm sure you're paying attention to the division. Sergio Pettis has made a pretty good impression so far in Bellator. What have you thought of his run so far?
Yeah, he beat
guy you beat, Banderas, yeah.
Yeah, he beat Alfred. And no disrespect, man. It's not personal. It's just business. You know what I mean? I train with Sergio too, and I got a lot of respect for that dude. I like him. I necessarily don't like the antics from his team, but I like him. And his run, I think he fought a journeyman in his first fight, and it was good for him to go out there and win. And then he got a main event against the guy I beat in 1 minute, and he won a tit for tat, kind of outstruck him. I didn't think it was super impressive, you know what I mean? But I think he was more impressive against Bandejas than Juan was, of course, because I think Sergio was never really in any trouble except maybe even when he got taken down. It wasn't like he was in big trouble, but Ricky wasn't able to really land anything, and if they fought in that kind of stand-up fight again, I think that Sergio wins that, almost every time, to be honest with you, because he's just a little technically better. But to be honest with you, I'm not that impressed. And if I go when I go and win this one, he's got me next, and that's no good for him.
And just last thing I got to mention, as a Canadian, have you seen Josh Hill at all? He's coming off that win over Eric Perez in his second fight for Bellator. Is he someone you even pay attention to at all?
Yeah, I pay attention to Josh Hill. Actually, I like Josh Hill's style, man. That guy's tough. I watched him even prior to this when he was in the World Series of fighting for the world title then.
Fought Marlon twice, yeah.
Yeah, he fought Marlon twice, and then he fought Taylor Lupas, or one of the Canadian guys. I think he's 16-3. That's his only other loss. But I've watched that guy, man, and he's tough too. He just came over a big win over Juanito Perez, and I think he's definitely tough. He's a guy that's like, I think some people are sleeping on in the division, but I think he's like, if I were to go in the ranks, I think myself, Juan, Sergio, and then you start looking at like Josh Hill, and I think he might be next in there, because of who he's fought, and what look like. I look at the body of work, you know what I mean? I don't look at like the talking and all that shit where they calling people out on the internet. You know what I mean? Like, that shit's for the bees. It's for the birds, should I say. So, like, Josh Hill's putting in work, and, I can respect that.
Love it. Patchy, thanks so much for the time, man. I don't want to keep you from lunch. Just remind people where they can find you on social media, and if you have anyone you want to thank, I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, man. You can find me at Patchy Mix on Instagram, Patchy Mix on Facebook, and then Team Mix MMA on Twitter. And a big thank you to my coaches. I got my coach Art, my coach Dennis, my coach Harry, Six Gun, Greg Jackson, Mike Wink. All my coaches, if it weren't for them, I couldn't be able to do this. And then all my training partners from Jackson Wink and back home. I got a lot of people back home that I need to thank too. So a big thank you to everyone that's helped me through COVID. A big thank you to my family for, holding it down, taking care of my daughter when I'm gone. It's a team effort. And if I said I was winning this belt for myself, I would just be lying. I'm winning this belt for my whole family, everyone that's been here, supporting me. And, it's the 6.5 years that I've been able to do this and remain undefeated, 24 fights. I wasn't never able to do it without, everyone that's contributed. So a big thank you to them. And, this is a staple of MMA for the Buffalo, 716, Western New York, Angola area. So there's nothing more. I want to bring this belt back to my hometown of Angola, my hometown of Buffalo, New York, should I say, and then also to the 505. So, it's a little less than 2 weeks, 12 days, and, I'm going to be a world champion.